Hey, what's up, everybody? Come on in, come on in. So, we are here, and welcome to another episode of Kenton Rogers Live. Not going to be with you long on tonight, but I definitely wanted to pop on and share on tonight. I'm trying to pull some things up that I want to share with you and share from on this evening. And so, how are you all doing? How was your day? What did you do? How did you spend it? You know, all that good and great stuff. Uh, I had a wonderful day on today. Um, got to had to change my eating, so I've been doing something different. That's one of the reasons why I popped on today. Tonight, I just said, "Wow, I gotta." I ended up having a major wake up call this week, and the unique part about it is that we get wake up calls in life, but we don't necessarily always wake up when we first get those wake up calls, and sometimes we fail to do what we need to do, and we put things off over and over again. How you doing, Dwight? Good to see you. And so I ended up going to the dietitian this week. So that you all know, some of you may or may not know this, but I have relocated to Sumter, South Carolina. Go figure. You know, um, I didn't anticipate that I would be here, but definitely God knows. God or higher power, you know, the originator, of all things, tends to know things that we don't know. We're not aware of. Things happen. We're not aware why those things happen. But I'm here in Sumter. I have relocated and transitioned here. I'm getting all of my medical stuff transitioned at the same time. And so I went to the dietitian this week because I really need to lose some weight. Do y'all hear me when I tell you I need to lose some weight? I did this whole weight loss thing some years ago, and I came all the way down from about 375 pounds to about 225 pounds, and then after that, then I ended up with some health challenges, ended up getting sick, and we'll talk about that stuff at a later date when I come on. And I ended up putting back on 125 of those pounds. So I went from 375 to 225, and now I'm back up to 325. And I knew I was gaining weight. I was experiencing, you know, and I could feel that I was gaining weight and everything like that. I was aware of it because my clothes couldn't fit no more, and one of the most dangerous things is when you start wearing sweatsuits, sweatpants, because they allow you to gain and keep gaining, and you don't necessarily feel it, but I felt it. So I came on tonight because I wanted to just pop on because and talk about something. I don't want to complain or anything, but I will say that the system, you know, is this system that we operate under here is something else because I am on a number of different medications that I take at the present moment, and I knew I need to work on some things, but ultimately this week I went to see the dietitian, and he begins, and I knew that I was dealing with CKD, which they call chronic kidney disease. I understood that, and I should have started eating better years ago. And so just this week, the wake up call for me was that I need to not just know that I need to lose weight, I need to start doing something. They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Expecting different results. That's what they say insanity is, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And so if I want to experience something different, then that means that I need to start doing something different. And so one of the things I want to encourage you all today, and this is some stuff that some of you don't know about me. I started out very, very young, very, very young, in music ministry, singing. I started very young, um, even preaching. I started out. And my ministry was really about letting people know that God loves them unconditionally. But what many of you probably don't know about me is that I spent so much time of my life preaching to other folks about the unconditional love of God and encouraging people that God loved them no matter where they were, no matter what they were facing in their lives. But in the midst of me preaching that, I didn't receive it myself. I never received the unconditional love of God that I was preaching to other people. And so these past few years have been some learning, teachable moments for me. I ended up, and I'll share more with you tonight. Um, Live stream is really just to really go over some other things because I kind of pulled up some pictures as well, so that hopefully I can show you. I don't know how to necessarily work this thing completely yet, but I went to Food Line today because over the past few days after I heard what I heard, and it was that wake up call for me, uh, the possibility of having to go on dialysis, which I'm not believing that that's going to be the case. They can talk about it, but I'm believing I'm going to be able to beat having to go on dialysis. They mentioned to me about my A1C was so sky high, about entertaining now, as well, me starting me on metformin, which again is something that I just don't want to take. So I decided today and over the past few days that was a wake up call that I need to do some things different. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I didn't want to go and get my fried turkey wings that I love getting every weekend, and my fried chicken wings and my uh, uh, French fries with Bam Bam sauce, my Bam Bam fries from one of the local restaurants here that I love very much, and their soul roll. I wanted to do that, but I realized this week after sitting down with the dietitian that I had, and here's what he said to me. He says, not that you necessarily, our focus, he said, is going to be on you cutting down on the things that you have been doing. So he asked me some of the things. And one of the things I love to do, I love to go to BW's, Buffalo Wild Wings, and have their sampler and stuff like that, which is some mozzarella sticks and some onion rings and the what do you call it, the chips and everything loaded with cheese and chicken and peppers and stuff like that, salsa stuff, and some chicken wings. So I went there this week and I told him that I went there this week, and he went online to see how many calories it is. And truth of the matter, when he asked me how much I think it was, and I took a guess, he said, "You want to take a guess?" And I came pretty close. I forget what my guess was that day, but I did. I want to say I said somewhere like 2,000 or 3,000 calories for that particular meal. And he said to me, he said, "You're not all far off." He says about 2,500 calories. He said to me, "So what you need to do is, if you're going to have that, then you need to eat a quarter of that." and not eat the whole thing. So I'm one of these persons that I'm a person of extremes, to be honest with you. And as a man of extremes, when I heard what he said, I began this week. I said, okay, I've had me a bottle of Bragg's apple cider vinegar here that I opened it but never opened it. I took the seal off but never opened it and started using it. So I made a commitment that I was going to start doing the Bragg's apple cider vinegar 3 times a day. I'm not recommending that you all do this, but that's what I decided I'm going to do for myself. And then I'm going to start eating differently. So the past few days, rather than me going out eating the things I normally would eat, I decided I would start eating fruit and working my way to doing fruits and vegetables. Today I did some fruits and some nuts and everything. I did some what did I do today? I did some cantaloupe, I did some watermelon, I did some pistachios. I bought pistachios, I had grapes and stuff like that. So I'm eating differently. And rather than eating these big meals like I used to, I'm starting to graze eat throughout the day as opposed to the way that I was eating. So I'm trying to do something different, hoping that by the time I end up going back for blood work and lab work, that my lab work will have changed, and that things would have come down and be a little better, because I'm doing my best now. I should have started earlier, but I'm definitely going to do all that I can, getting out, exercising again, walking, starting tomorrow. Because for me, I tend to use Saturday as my Sabbath, you know. And so tomorrow, on Sunday, the first day of the week, I'm going to, and I have no problem with what anyone else does. I've had Sunday worship and everything that in the course of my life. So what day of the week is not? Uh, I have no issue with what anyone else does, but Saturday for me is my Sabbath. So tomorrow, when I get up, I'm going to start going to the park, to Veterans Park, and I'm going to start walking. My goal is to get at least 1 mile in a day this week for at least 6 out of 7 days. So my goal is Sunday, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to get 1 mile in a day, so I can start getting my body back to moving and in motion. And because my dietitian told me I need at least 30 plus minutes of exercise a day. And but one of the things I want to talk about, I literally spent today $28.16 on this stuff. And that's why I said to you all that it's like it's really, really unique, because the I wish I could find the picture. I was going to try to share them with you, but I don't even know if I know what I'm doing. For those of you that end up watching this, just kind of show you what I got today that cost me $28.16. Now I'll share it with you what I got, because I got some pistachios. I got some watermelon spears, some mixed melon spears. So the mixed melon was cantaloupe, and it was watermelon and honeydew melon was in the mixed spears. And the watermelon spears, I got some of those. I got some pistachios. Those were like $7.99. I got a fruit cup mix of grapes, the regular grapes and the green grapes, a little small cup of them. And I got some veggie protein mix, which were also like nuts and stuff like that. And I didn't eat all that stuff. I mainly ate the fruit today, and then kind of got me a few handful of the nuts and everything like that. But so if you all can see this, I don't know if y'all can see this. Y'all might not be able to see it. No, You can't see it that way. So, yeah, the better way is for me to actually share with you. But I just want to pretty much point out that it was not a lot of food at all. It's so unique how you can eat in a way that's not good for you, and you get more for what you pay. So the stuff that's not good for you to eat, you know what I'm saying, costs less than the stuff that's best for you to eat. That's what I'm really saying about this whole system that we have. How it costs more to eat healthy. The system is set up that way. You know, it costs more to eat healthy. And so, how do I do it? Well, all I can say is that where there's a will, there's a way. I don't care what the situation that you may face or the obstacles that you may face along the way. When you make up your mind that you're going to do something, where there is a will, there is a way. So I am determined that I'm going to change and turn uh, this situation around when it comes to my weight, because I've been on a journey. I actually came to a place of where I was in the midst of some major challenges in my life, spiritually, mentally, as well as physically. I've been dealing with the spiritual piece and getting back on point when it comes to that whole spiritual connection, and dealing with my spiritual dilemma and everything like that. And now I've been working on the whole mental piece, and then I have to work on this physical piece. This physical piece for me is major to me. And so I can't just keep talking about it. I got to do something about it. I had to do something about the spiritual piece. I had to do something about the mental piece. Now I'm in a better place spiritually. I'm in a better place mentally. Now it's time for me to really work on this piece of the physical piece, because if I don't, then I'm going to end up having to face some things that I wouldn't have necessarily had to face if I had started doing things earlier. So now it's going to be more work for me to do it. And it's a challenge because it's more expensive to eat healthier. But because there's a will, there is a way. And because I have a will, I'm going to eat better. I'm about to lose this 125 pounds and get back down to 225. And then I'm going to keep going until I get down under 200 pounds. So I'm definitely on a new journey now. And life is always about work. But I spent so much time of my life ministering to other people and encouraging other people, and not necessarily doing what was best for myself. It was good for me to minister to other people. That's been great, but there are things that it's not only that God loves everybody else. I need to be able to receive God's love as well. And so I've spent so much time, you know, ministering to everyone else that God loves them unconditionally, but I wasn't receiving that unconditional love of God for myself. And that's important. It's important that we don't just give out to others and don't give to ourselves. What is it that causes us to give to others and we give others grace that we don't give ourselves? That was where my biggest issue was, giving grace to others, being forgiving of others. I forgive others. I give others grace. I believe in about the unconditional love of God for others, but I wasn't believing it and receiving it for myself. And that is what these past year and a half or more has been me spending time working on me. And so some of you may say, well, what have you actually done? One of the things that, hey, how you doing, Beanie? Good to see you. As always, Definitely need to talk more than what we do, and connect more. But I ended up joining a program called Codependence Anonymous. And all I'm going to do real quick is share with you the preamble from Codependence Anonymous. Codependence Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women whose common purpose is to develop healthy relationships. The only requirement for membership is a desire for healthy and loving relationships. We gather together to support and share with each other in a journey of self-discovery, learning to love the self. You would know how difficult that can be, you know, and it was definitely difficult for me. Learning to love myself, loving other people has not been a difficult thing for me. No matter who they are, no matter what they do, loving others has not been a difficult thing for me. The biggest problem that I've had in the course of my life is learning to love myself. I needed to learn to love myself. And so it says here, we gather together to support and share with each other in a journey of self-discovery, learning to love the self. Living the program allows each of us to become increasingly honest with ourselves about our personal histories and our own codependent behaviors. We rely upon the 12 steps and the 12 traditions for knowledge and wisdom. These are the principles of our program and guides to developing honest, fulfilling relationships with ourselves and others. In CODA, we each learn to build a bridge to a higher power of our own understanding, and we allow others the same privilege. This renewal process is a gift of healing for us. By actively working the program of Codependence Anonymous, we each realize a new joy, acceptance, and serenity in our lives. So I've been a part of Codependence Anonymous. I found a sponsor. You know, I walked through the 12 steps. I now do sponsorship work. But I promise you all that it is a journey. I'm not perfect, but it is a journey for me. Learning to love myself. Learning to love others wasn't difficult. Loving others, forgiving others wasn't difficult for me. Although I held on to some stuff too. So we'll talk about that one day too. But learning to love the self. That was one of my biggest challenges. And that's the journey that I'm on now. Learning to love myself. And I can't love myself and then sit back and not do what's better and best for me. You know, eating right, exercising. So I've got work to do. And that's why I came on to say, yeah, it's a challenge. Because $28.16 today for the little bit of food that I got, it tells you that the system is set up to work against us and not with us. To buy the healthier food costs more than buying the stuff that's junk food, that's not good. But the system is set up that way. But I come to let y'all know that we can beat the system. You just have to put your mind to it. You have to do what it is you have to do. And so, indeed, Beanie, as you said, worry about yourself. It's a waste to be nice to people these days. They don't appreciate it. I'm sorry to have to say this, and I know it's not God's way. But the reality is, I realize that by loving, because I spend so much time giving to others and not giving to myself, and we're often taught that way. But guess what? The reality is this. When you get on an airplane and they begin to talk to you, they tell you what? That if something happens and that cabin begins to lose pressure, it says that the masks are going to drop from the ceiling. And what does it say? It doesn't say put that mask on somebody else first. It says what? It says first put the mask on yourself and then help somebody else. And I think in many ways we've been taught to put others first. But if I put the mask on myself first and get oxygen, then I have the oxygen within me keeping me alive so that I'm able to help someone else put the mask on themselves. So in the end, I'm more of a help by putting myself first, because then it allows me to be able to give to someone else from the overflow. And I had to learn that. And that's so difficult for me because I'm so used to doing it differently. But one of the things that my therapist said to me, he said, look at where that's gotten you. And he's so right. So sometimes I think what we say is God's way ain't necessarily God's way. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna help somebody else if you don't help yourself first? If I can help myself and keep my glass and my pitcher full, then there's an overflow that overflows from my cup. Then I'm in a place where I can help others from the overflow. But if I allow everyone to take from me first, when I'm empty, guess what they're going to do? And I learned this the hard way. Trust me when I tell you, I learned this the hard way. Once your cup is empty and you have nothing else to give to someone, guess what? Those people that you've been given to all of your life, they will find another cup or another pitcher to draw from because you are no longer useful to them. And I learned that the hard way over these past few years of my life, and I'll share more with you from that story in some of the lives to come. I just wanted to pop on here today to just encourage you, put yourself first, learn to love yourself, you know, and then you'll be able to help others. If you've been putting everybody else first, you need to learn how to put yourself where you need to be in. Hey, we got to do it. Sometimes it may sound crazy to some people. Of course, the people who are used to you always giving to them, they love you giving to them. They love you giving to them and not being concerned about yourself, because they will find out they're takers. And once they get it all from you, they'll find another source to draw from once you're completely empty. So how about this? Let's get filled up. Let's get our cups filled up. Let's get ourselves so filled up that there'll be an overflow, that we can then help others from the overflow, as opposed to allowing them to dip into our cup. All right. I love you all. It's been a great tonight to be able to share with you. And all I'm going to say is peace and love. You'll be seeing me more. I'll be coming on randomly doing different things. I have the different things that I've been praying about and that I've been talking to my higher power about, things I need to do because I'm valuable. I have a purpose. There's a reason why I'm still here after 2 strokes. There's a reason why I'm still here after all of the things that I've experienced in my life. There is a reason. All right. And so, what sense does it make for me to have gone through everything that I've gone through and then to keep it bottled up inside and not share with someone else? And so, I will share with others, but just know that in the midst of me sharing now with you, I'm working on me first. I'm doing what I need to do for Kenton. You know what I'm saying? And then you are welcome to the overflow. All right. So keep me in your prayers that my cup gets so full up and filled up that I'm able to not just do for me, but I'm able to help, because I love helping other people. I love doing for other people. The only thing I don't like is doing for other people and then ending up empty and no one there to do for me. So I just have to do things different. It's God first, me, and then others. God first, me, and then others. Remember that. God first, you, and then if there is an overflow, others can be blessed and can draw from your overflow, but not from your cup. All right. Love you all. Peace. Was a good 30 minutes here. I try not to go over that. Even that might sometimes to me seem a little too long, but That's 30 minutes here today. And I'll be coming back to let you all know some more things that I'll be doing in the future. Love you, Beanie. Love you, Dwight. Love all of you that are here that didn't share anything. And even any of you that actually see this particular live at a later date. Um, love you. Appreciate you. And y'all have a good night. All right.